Hey everyone, I think we all can relate that when we're dealing with a particular challenge in life, whether it's a child in school or behavioral, or a health issue or a financial issue, and we tell ourselves, as long as we can get through this, God, just send me the money in order to be able to do this, or let my child be able to get into this school, or I have a health challenge I wanted to just pass, and everything will be good after that. And then what happens? We may get through that particular challenge, but all of a sudden something else creeps up. Hey, I didn't have this problem before, but it's never perfect. There's never just bliss. Oh, when I retire, I'll be able to. Then when a person retires, they also have challenges. So what is there to do about this? Why does this keep happening? And how do you approach it when it does happen? There's a phenomenal concept from this week's Torah portion where the Jewish people are in the desert and ultimately they're going to go to the land, the promised land, the land of Israel. And that's the ultimate goal. And God tells them, however, let me tell you something. When you get there, you're going to buy a house. You're going to buy a piece of real estate. You're looking around. You find something good. You're going to move into your house, and guess what's going to happen? All of a sudden, you're going to see this weird color showing up on your wall. What is that? It's called Saras, an affliction, not leprosy, but some sort of spiritual affliction that shows up on the wall. And you're going to call the Kohen, the priest, and he's going to come look at it, and he's going to determine, I don't know what that is. You know what you're going to do? All your possessions out, move everything out, move your family out. And they're going to have to quarantine the house. After the quarantine period, we're going to come back and analyze it. If he sees that the affliction spread, that's an issue. We're going to have to knock out those bricks, those rocks, quarantine the house again, and then come back again. And when the Kohen comes back, if he sees that it's spread even further, they're going to have to knock down the entire house. This is a contaminated house that needs to be knocked down. Can you imagine at that point what the person's thinking, oh my gosh, I came to this holy land, this special land, I bought myself a house, this is my forever home, I think it's going to be the best, and it's knocked down? And guess what? Rashi explains, why did God do this? Because years before, the nations of the world, the nations who were living there, were fearful that the Jewish people were coming into the land of Israel, and they're going to take all their gold and silver, so they hid them, when they were building their home, they hid them in the walls. Now, years later, this person who's distraught has to knock down their house. But guess what happens? He finds a fortune. The family finds gold and silver, everything that's buried within it. Now take a step back in that moment. Had that person realized what was going on when they were knocking it down, they would have been totally fine. Like, awesome, let's knock it down, let's get the treasure. The problem is they had no idea. And God is telling the Jewish people a lesson. Is that, yeah, you have challenges. You think, ooh, the grass is greener when we get to the land of Israel. It's going to be awesome. We got my house. Everything's going to be fine. God says, no, not everything's going to be fine. There's going to be challenges there as well. But what do you do with that challenge? If you take that challenge and say, God, why are you doing that? This is the worst. You're the worst. Maybe God would say, you know what? I'll take away that affliction right away, and you'll never get to the point of knocking down the house, and you'll never see that gold and silver that was there. But it's the person that said, you know what? It's for the best. Take out the bricks, I'll quarantine, knock down my whole house. It's always for the best. That person eventually got to see the gold and silver. That's what life's all about. God said life is about challenges. We're not placed in a world that everything's supposed to be easy. God faces us with challenges and says, what are you going to do with these challenges? Are you going to say, it's for the best, even though I may not understand it, but Hashem, I know you have the master plan. Hashem says, don't always look for the next thing. If I get that, it's going to be better. It's going to be better. Yeah, you may take care of that particular problem. But live life in the moment with today's problems and say, I'm going to be happy now. Not contingent on if, but I'm going to be happy now with the challenges. Embrace them to realize everything is for the best. And I think if we do that, it'll bring internal and external happiness within us and within our families. Shabbat Shalom.